Namaste Yogi. For this yoga deepening practice, we'll begin on our hands and knees. Take a moment to connect with the earth and connect with your breath. We'll warm up with 2 rounds of dog and cat tilt. Inhaling into dog and exhaling to round the spine into cat. From your next dog tilt, we use the exhalation to travel back into downward facing dog. We'll be spending a few breaths here, running energy through the shape. And this will be our start position for the practice of 4 Shakti kriyas. The Shakti kriyas are the middle portion of any sun salutation. So we'll be practicing 4 different variations of these. The first one involves baby pose. So on your next inhalation, we come down into dog tilt, and then the exhale takes us back into baby pose. The inhale slithers forward into cobra, and the exhale carries us back into downward dog. You can spend a breath here in down dog, preparing for the second Shakti kriya. This one utilizes cat pose. So we begin with the inhale into dog tilt, the exhale into cat, and then keeping the arms strong and straight, we undulate the spine slowly forward into cobra. The chin rises towards the completion of the pose, and then the exhale takes us back into down dog. Once again, take a breath. Our third Shakti kriya uses the 8-point pose. So on the inhale, we come forward into a plank position, a press-up position. And then the exhale lowers the knees, chest and chin to the floor, keeping the hips in dog tilt. Inhale makes a short slither into cobra, and the exhale takes us back into downward dog. Take a breath in down dog. Our fourth and final Shakti kriya involves chaturanga. So once again on the inhale, coming forward into the plank position, but now hovering down just above the floor in the press-up position of chaturanga. Then on the inhale, rolling forward and over the toes into upward dog. And then the exhale to roll back over the toes and into downward dog. You can spend a breath in down dog and then take a walk forward to the front of your mat and into a standing forward bend. We're going to spend a couple of breaths in the forward bow. Inhaling to open up into the spinal extension, and exhaling to offer the bow. On your next inhale, we'll come up through an arm raise, keeping the spine strong and straight as we lift, looking up to the thumbs. The exhale brings us into prayer mudra. where we'll now release the arms to the side and take a few breaths to absorb the energy of what we've already done. As we prepare for 3 variations of the half sun salutation. The half sun salutation marks the beginning of any sun sal. So on your next exhalation, you can bring your hands back to prayer mudra at the heart. And we begin with the classical half sun salutation. Arms raising on the inhale, looking up to the thumbs. Exhaling to swan dive forward and down into the forward bend. Spinal extension on the inhalation. And easing into the bow on the exhale. Rising into arm raise on the inhale, looking up to the thumbs, and returning to the prayer position at the heart with the exhale. We'll practice the second round of this classical half sun salutation. Arms raising with the inhale, forward bend with the exhale, spinal extension on the inhale, and into the forward bend with the exhale. Arms raise with the inhale, and exhale returns to prayer mudra. Take a breath here in the prayer position as we prepare for the second variation of the half sun salutation. This time the arms raise forward, up, and take you into a back bend on the inhale, and then we bow forward on the exhale, but sweeping the arms behind the back to interlace the fingers. Inhale into spinal extension, and then maintaining the interlaced fingers, the exhalation takes us back over into the bow. To come into arm raise, release the hands, sweep them forward, up, and back into the back bend, and the exhale returns the energy to the heart. We take a second round of this variation. Arms raising, up, back, and into back bend, exhaling into the forward bend with the interlaced fingers behind the back, inhaling into spinal extension, and then exhaling to offer the bow. Arm raise on the inhale as you sweep the arms forward, up, and back, and the exhale to return to the heart. You can take a breath here in the prayer position as we prepare for the third variation of the half sun salutation, which involves chair pose. So on the inhale, you can sweep the arms out to the side and above the head, but as you do this, bending the knees to form the chair position. With the exhale, stand upright and swan dive down into the forward bend. Inhaling into spinal extension and exhaling into the bow. Returning to chair pose on the inhale, so bending the knees as we sweep the arms forward and up, looking to the thumbs, and the exhale to sweep all the way back to the start position at prayer mudra. Second round, inhaling into chair, exhaling to stand and sweep over in to the forward bend. Spinal extension with the inhale, forward bend with the exhale, returning to prayer on the inhale, bending the knees, joining the palms, looking to the thumbs, and then exhaling to sweep back and into prayer position. Again, you can take some breaths here. Center your energies as we now move in to the sun salutations themselves. The first variation is the classical form that we use. Arms raised with the inhale, forward bend with the exhale. Right leg steps back into a lunge with the inhale, downward dog, exhale. So now using the baby pose form of the Shakti kriya, so dog tilt with the inhale, baby pose, exhaling, slithering into cobra with the inhale, and down dog with the exhale. Right leg will step forward into lunge, inhaling, forward bend, exhaling. Arms raised with the inhale, and returning to the prayer position with the exhale. Left side of body now. Arms raised, inhale. Forward bend, exhale. Left leg into lunge, inhaling. Downward dog, exhaling. Dog tilt, inhaling. Baby pose, exhaling. Cobra, inhaling. Downward dog, exhaling. Left leg stepping to lunge, inhaling. Forward bend, exhaling. Arm raise with the inhale. Returning to prayer position with the exhalation. That completes the first variation of the sun salutation. Take a breath, absorb the energy as we prepare for the second variation of the sun salutation. This is the interlaced fingered variation. So the arms raise up, back and into back bend, inhaling, and then exhaling into the forward bend with interlaced fingers behind the back. Sweeping back into a lunge with the right leg, inhaling, and exhaling to downward dog. We now take the cat variation of the Shakti kriya, so it's inhaling into dog tilt, exhaling into cat, inhaling to undulate forward into cobra, and exhaling to downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward into lunge. Exhaling to forward bend, interlacing the fingers behind the back. Inhaling to sweep forward and up into arm raise and further back into back bend, and the exhale to return to the heart. So now left side of body. Arms raise on the inhale into back bend. Exhaling into interlaced fingered forward bend. Inhaling to step the left leg back into lunge. Exhaling to downward dog. Inhaling to dog tilt. Exhaling to cat. Inhaling into cobra. exhaling to downward dog. Inhaling left foot forward into lunge. Exhaling to forward bend, interlace fingers behind the back. Inhaling to sweep into arm raise and back bend, and exhaling to return to the heart, having completed the second variation of sun salutation. Take a breath through your body as we prepare for the third variation. This time, we begin classically with the arm raise, inhaling, swan diving into the forward bend on the exhale. But now, on the inhale, stepping the right leg back into a warrior lunge as we rise. Exhaling to downward dog. So now we have a warrior sun salutation. We're going to take the 8-point pose variation now of the Shakti kriya. So inhaling to plank, exhaling to the 8-point pose, inhaling to cobra, and exhaling to downward dog. The right foot will now step forward into warrior lunge, using the inhale to rise and forward bend on the exhale. Arms raised with the inhale, returning back to the prayer position with the exhale. Ready for the left side of the warrior sun salutation. Arms raising on the inhale, forward bend with the exhale. Left leg will step back into warrior lunge, inhaling to rise, exhaling now to downward dog. Plank pose with the inhale, and lowering down to the 8 points with the exhale. Cobra, inhaling, downward dog, exhaling. The left foot now steps forward into warrior lunge, inhaling to rise, forward bend with the exhale. Arms raised, inhaling, and we return to the heart with the exhale, having completed the third variation of the sun salutation. We're now ready to move into the fourth variation, which is the jumping sun salutations. These are a little different. It begins with chair pose on the inhale as we raise the arms. Exhale takes us into the forward bend. The inhale is a spinal extension, and then we're ready to jump back into the plank position on the exhale, hovering down into chaturanga. Inhale rolls forward and up into upward dog, and the exhale rolls us back into downward dog for one round of breath. Now for the jump forward, inhaling, bending the knees and taking a jump forward between the palms into spinal extension, and the exhale to offer the bow. We return to chair pose on the inhale, and we return to the prayer position with the exhale. Second round, chair pose, inhaling, forward bend, exhaling, spinal extension, inhaling, jumping back into plank with the exhale and hovering down into chaturanga. The inhale takes us up into upward dog. Exhale rolls us back into downward dog, where we take one round of breath. Now to make the jump forward, bend the knees, got the trigger, and take the jump forward into spinal extension, exhaling into the bow. Arms raise into chair pose with the inhale and returning to heart on the exhalation. We have one more round now of the jumping sun sail. Arms raise into chair, inhaling. Forward bend, exhaling. Spinal extension, inhaling. And the jump back into plank and chaturanga, exhaling. Upward dog, inhaling. Downward dog, exhaling. One round of breath in down dog. The inhale makes the jump forward into spinal extension, exhaling into the bow, inhaling into chair, and exhaling to complete our sun salutations and our whole solar flow in this deepening practice. You can release your arms to the sides, allow your whole body to open into the energy and into the heat as you breathe yourself towards dynamic stillness. From here, you can continue your deepening practice by moving into the long hold postures. Alternatively, you could now rest in Shavasana and allow your body to rejuvenate. Either way, thank you for the practice.